Might be the most interesting restart we've seen so far today. Matt Kenseth on the inside and Clint Boyer on the outside. Jimmy Johnson on the outside of row 2 with Brett Moffitt on the inside. Then there's Kevin Harvick and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Pace car hits the pit road with just a handful of laps to go here at AMS.
21 to be exact, and the green flag is back out. Clint Boyer again down a cylinder, jumps way up to the outside as Matt Kenseth will lead the pack to 1.
And Jimmy Johnson will bullet past Boyer's machine. Then it's side by side between Brett Moffitt and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Now I believe it's Kevin Harvick. No, it is Earnhardt Jr. in third. And a battle for the lead as instantly Johnson goes to work on Kenseth.
Jimmy Johnson gets door to door with Matt Kenseth, but Matt Kenseth's not letting go. Here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. He'll try to hang on to the second spot. Can't make it happen, and we got a crash. Cars going all over the place in turns 3 and 4. Tony Stewart's in it. Greg Biffle's in it. And the 23, Clint Boyer also a part of that. Kyle Larson in the middle of it. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Cars everywhere scattered in turns 3 and 4.
10th yellow flag of the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500. Another multi-car melee. This one, instead of the backstretch, is in turns 3 and 4. One car got sideways, Pat, shot up the racetrack, and then it was on.
Yeah, it was just a mess. They were jockeying for position back here as they often do on the restart, and that's all it takes, Mark, is one car to get sideways, and everybody takes evasive action, and unfortunately this time the track got blocked quite a bit. Tony Stewart's car really got nailed hard in that melee.
Also, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with a lot of damage on that fifth-third bank machine. He is trying to get to the entrance of the garage, and he's going to have a hard time keeping that car under power, and it looks like we're going to have a red flag, so a longer day just got longer here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
It looked like Greg Biffle and Joe Nemechek came in contact with each other at the entrance of turn 3. Clint Boyer trying to slam on the brakes, couldn't do it. He gets run into by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and then running into that wreck. Tony Stewart also getting a piece of it, Kyle Larson.
And NASCAR just announced that Paul Menard, who was running 14th at the time, will be the free pass recipient. So put Paul Menard back on the lead lap here as we will have 20 laps to go whenever we get back to action. But it's going to take a while to clean this mess up, Mark.
Tough break for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Clint Boyer went to dodge that wreck, but he was down a cylinder, and Stenhouse just comes flying in there, had nowhere to go. Let's go to Brett McMillan.
Yeah, Clint Boyer's in his pit, and his crew's just kind of standing on the right side taking a look at it. He's also got a big dent. Matter of fact, it's multiple dents in the left rear quarter panel. It's punched in pretty good. It's going to be rubbing on the tire. But over on the right side of the car, they're just not doing a lot of work at this point, I guess, because if the red flag's been displayed, they can't do anything until the red flag's pulled back in.
Now, looking at the slow-mo of this, again, Biffle and Nemechek make contact. They go up to the top side of the racetrack, which is where a lot of traffic was, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. nailed Clint Boyer, came down, nailed the Greg Biffle car as well, and that's why the Stenhouse machine is so damaged. The front of that car is just mutilated. They're trying to work on it as he climbs out of the car on pit road.
And Stenhouse's car, they're just trying to get it back to the garage right now, I think, on the number 17 machine, because it's setting on pit road, kind of poised to go into the entrances. We see pit road is pretty crowded right now. Kyle Larson's 42 is down there. Joe Nemechek in the 34. Greg Biffle, Clint Boyer, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s cars are all on pit road. Nothing big going on there. We see that Ricky Stenhouse got out of his car okay, and he walked away, and that's good news. But another big crash takes some other players out, Mark. So we talked about how calm it was until we got down to about 50 to go, and then as atypical, people start getting up on the wheel a little bit more.
We're frozen now in place under the red flag with 20 to go in this race here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And so we've seen 2 multi-car wrecks here in the closing stages of the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500. That'll bring some more fans, I think, out to Las Vegas next week for the Sprint Cup Series, race number 3 in 2015. Of course, the Xfinity Series also competing at Las Vegas next week as well. I'm Mark Garrett with Doug Rice. Pat Patterson and Rob Albright have been helping to describe all the lap-by-lap action this afternoon. Great job in pit road by our O'Reilly Auto Parts pit reporters, Brett McMillan, Brad Gilly, Wendy Venturini, and Steve Richardson. Again, we're back at it next week in Las Vegas. We'll have qualifying on Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, 7:30 Eastern Time, Friday evening. Then the Boyd Gaming 300 Xfinity Series race, 3:30 on Saturday, 2:30 on Sunday for the Sprint Cup Cobalt 400. We're looking forward to bringing you all that action from the beautiful Las Vegas. Vegas Motor Speedway.
And we remember that race last year, Mark, because you were calling the last lap. You thought you were going to get yourself a Dale Earnhardt Jr. win call. And lo and behold, he runs out of gas about 400 feet short of the start-finish.
And you just go like, oh, well.
Okay, and you called Brad Keselowski to the win. And he was pretty happy because that put him into the chase. And, we haven't talked about that as much, but you think now Joey Logano, he's where Junior was last year. He can relax because realistically, you're in the chase. I don't think there's going to be 17 different winners. And whoever wins here today, they can relax. I mean, we saw how important that was last year